Hi there. Welcome to another After School Tech Tips with the Tips team. My name's Bernice, and today we're going to be looking at a deeper dive into prompting using ChatGPT. Now, before we get started, please notice that we neither endorse nor validate these applications, such as ChatGPT, which is a third-party application. Rather, this is being provided as an example for you to explore to see if it's the right fit for you. Now, when it comes to any AI tool, including ChatGPT, it's important to consider the data that's being entered. Confidential, sensitive, or personal information, including student names and work, etc., should not be entered into any AI tool. With that being said, it is important to check the terms of use and the privacy policy to better understand how data is being collected and how it's being used. Now, you might have seen in a video prior that it's important to use the opt-out feature when possible. Specifically when it comes to ChatGPT, there is the ability to opt out. So if you head to privacy.openai.com, you're going to land on this website here. And on this website, you'll see an OpenAI privacy request portal where in the top right-hand corner, you can go and make a privacy request. If you click on that, you can go ahead and click on I'm a consumer, and you can ask it then to not train on the content. If you click on that, you can then put in your email address, click send email, and that's going to then send you a link to verify your identity, and then they'll begin processing your request and let you know when that has been processed. So that's just one way that you can go ahead and opt out entirely of your data being used to train the data set. Within ChatGPT as well, you can go into settings. And settings, when you click on your profile here, when you click on settings, you can go ahead and go to data controls, and you can actually turn this off. This is chat history and training. And when you turn it off, that also then won't be used to train any of the models as well. So again, there's two ways there where you can then work with that kind of opting out feature or making sure that that data isn't being used to train. So now that we've covered those pieces, we can jump into tips and tricks with prompting. Now, when it comes to ChatGPT, there's a few things that we can do. First of all, there are custom instructions in ChatGPT, and I'll show you where that is right after this. But in those custom instructions, you can go ahead and write down any information that you would feel like you need in almost all of your prompts. So, for example, if you want ChatGPT to always break down things step by step and explain all of its steps as it's working through the output, you can put that directly into the custom instructions so that it applies to all of your prompts overall. Really play around with these custom instructions and experiment with what works best for you because every single context is going to be a bit different depending on what you're using ChatGPT for. Another really good tip and trick is just asking ChatGPT to take on an identity. So for example, asking ChatGPT to take on the identity of a grade 7 science teacher. And then giving it context and background to have that information to be able to be more accurate when it comes to that output. As well, another interesting tip and trick that was shown to me, and I found this really fascinating, is the idea of asking it before fulfilling this request, please ask blank number of questions before completing the request. By putting this as part of the prompt, the output will actually ask for multiple questions to ask for more information to try to cater the output better to what you were thinking of. This really helps with reflecting on what it is you're looking for. And of course, with that being said then, including as much information as possible in your prompt then really helps again with catering what you want the output to be. Now, if you're looking for more prompt generation tips, I'm going to show a list of questions on the next slide, but also you'll see that website tips.epsb.ca, AI in Education. You go ahead and click to that. I'll also link that down below. But if you click on that, that will then bring you to AI in Education, have a bunch of information on AI in general, but it also has prompt generation tips for general AI tools and questions to consider. So these are some questions that can help you when it comes to um, creating any kind of prompt and just asking yourself, what's the goal or purpose? What's the context? What kind of output do you want? What format do you want that in? What information can you provide? And then also, what other questions could be helpful in your reflection? So let's see this in action. So we're going to go ahead and head into ChatGPT. First of all, I'm going to show you the custom instructions that we talked about earlier. So down here on your profile, if you click on it, you'll see a button here that says Custom Instructions. And if you click on Custom Instructions, you'll see two parts here. One is it says, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? And the second one is, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? In the first part here about what you would like ChatGPT to know, you can talk about kind of the background that is important. So for example, I teach a grade 7 science class that has a wide range of diverse learners um, from various backgrounds, levels, and abilities. I also have many students in the class that have English as an additional language. So that might give some context, and then that helps so that this information doesn't have to be put into every single prompt in order to help it out. Now, if this is too specific, then of course leave it for your prompt. Custom instructions are for anything that you think will help the most with all of the prompts that you're going to be putting in for the future. You can see that you can enable this for all new chats. You can also turn it off when you don't want it as well. But again, if you just kind of keep custom instructions as a piece for your overall instructions, that's a great place to put that information. As well, in how would you like ChatGPT to respond? You can again experiment with this. So you can see, for example, I have a little piece here that says, when discussing potential solutions, please work the solution out step by step to make sure that we have the right answer. So that's an example. You can ask it for very specific things. So for example, any questions that ask for help with decision making, please present the information in a table format outlining the pros and cons of each option. And again, you're gonna figure out what it is as you work through with ChatGPT. These instructions will keep changing based upon how you use ChatGPT the most. And it'll be a really great way to then kind of experiment with the same prompt multiple times using different custom instructions, and you'll see how then it makes an impact on the output that comes out. So with that being said then, let's jump into just prompting overall. So let's say I want to create some success criteria. I can go ahead in here and say, please take on the identity of a grade 7 junior high science teacher. And you might want to say, can you please create success criteria for grade 7 students? And say in this case, you're reflecting on what you want. So the goal or purpose in this case is success criteria. Our context, of course, grade 7 junior high, and science, of course. And then let's take a look at the output. Well, what kind of output do we want? Do we want it in bullet points? Do we want it in a table format? Please put the success criteria into bullet points and categorize them based upon the learning outcomes. And so again, this can also help with that information. Now, let's say, you're kind of stuck and you're wondering, what questions, what other things can I put into this information? Well, you can ask questions and ask ChatGPT to actually ask you those questions. So in that slide earlier, you might have seen that thing that said, before doing so, please ask 3 questions to help with fulfilling this request. And so I can go ahead and put that in, and you can see that it's specifically saying what specific learning outcomes do you want? Are there any particular topics or units? As well as, can you provide some examples of the diverse backgrounds, levels, and abilities of your students? And so that there is pulling directly from the custom instructions. I never put anything in here about diverse backgrounds, levels, or abilities, but rather it's pulled some of that information right out from the custom instructions. And so if I go now and I copy and paste in learning outcomes from the program of studies, so this is a bunch from grade 7 plants, food and fiber. So this is from grade 7 plants for food and fiber. Then that will also help with it. And perhaps you might also want to say that you want it to start with the words I can. Please have all learning outcomes, or please have all success criteria begin with I can. And that now, because this is a running conversation, you can go ahead and it's going to use the information that you had before and continue with it. And now you can see how it's categorized based upon the learning outcomes. It also has the I can statements as it runs through. Now, if you wanted to differentiate this further, you can again then add something and message again to, ask for a way to differentiate these with the learning activities for students of varying abilities. And so again, you can go ahead and put that information in there to help. So I hope that gives you an idea of how ChatGPT works. There's a lot of experimenting that happens with this, and there's also just a lot of considerations. But of course, the questions that I showed you earlier in terms of reflecting will help with figuring out what information am I going to put into the prompt, but also what information can I continue to feed it through the conversation. And so again, just remembering the more information you provide it, the more context you provide it, the better it's going to do with having an output match the kind of output that you're looking for. Now, when you finally do get your output, just note that it's important to, of course, verify and evaluate it. So I'm not just going to take this and copy and paste it directly in. I'm going to read through it, decide, is this really jiving and fitting with what I wanted originally? As well, if there's any information you're pulling from it, check multiple trusted sources to verify that information. And just know that the AI definitely can output misinformation. Often we call those hallucinations. It might have biases as well in it. And so just, again, checking that information and asking yourself, is this output what I was looking for? Are there other pieces I could consider? And then continuing to prompt and add information in to make sure that the output is what you wanted it to be, rather than just directly taking things from ChatGPT. So this is where your professional judgment really comes in. And your professional judgment then can help evaluate it and, of course, continue to shift the output further as you continue to prompt it. So I hope that helps. There is quite a bit there, but hopefully those questions give you a head start to experimenting using prompting with ChatGPT, whether that be through the custom instructions or just using the prompting in general. That being said, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, check back for weekly videos, and connect with your TIPS member. Our website is there, tips.epsb.ca, and like I said, I will link everything down below for you to go ahead and check out as well. All right, thank you so much. Take care.